You can overcome your low self-esteem and become a confident social butterfly in under 30 days. And who am I to make this claim? Well, my name is Prince. I've went from basically being a complete social NPC to now being level 2 of social skills, where I can talk to anyone at any time and get them to become my friend, never needing to worry about loneliness and having this level of clarity with how to talk to people. And because I learned so much through trial and error, I think it's my duty to show you exactly how to do what I did. So first and foremost, what is low self-esteem? You need to actually understand what something is in order to fix it, right? You don't try and make tons of money without understanding what money is. So low self-esteem is essentially you having negative thoughts about yourself. You look at yourself, you think about yourself, and your subconscious brain is literally wired to fight against you because you're saying negative things about yourself, demoralizing your entire person. And the reason why someone may have low self-esteem is because from a young age, perhaps they have some trauma from their parents, giving them insults or never really validating their achievements. And because of that, when they do achieve something, they put themselves down. Maybe you can experience that. It's not a good place to be, but I have come up with a few ways to completely combat low self-esteem. Because low self-esteem really just comes down to actually proving to yourself that you aren't as bad as you seem, right? If you want high self-esteem, if you want to have positive thoughts about yourself, so you can do essentially anything, it literally just comes down to looking at yourself and having nothing negative to say. If you're some flabby, fat piece of shit and you look at yourself in the mirror, what do you expect? Of course you're gonna have negative thoughts. You're fat. Bro, lose some weight, go to the gym. Of course you look at yourself and you're like, I'm so fat, it's unfair. I wish I was a bit more attractive. I'm ugly. Yeah, you are fucking ugly. Build some muscle, bro. What are you doing? You need to look at yourself and literally have nothing that you can insult yourself about. You need to look at yourself in the mirror, see your abs, your full six-pack, and your big biceps, and say, oh, wait a second, I actually am pretty fit. You need to manually have that thought. And you also need to do this with every other area of life. You can't just do this once. You need to constantly reaffirm yourself. You need to be eating 4 eggs a day and say, oh, wait a second, I'm very disciplined. I'm eating 4 eggs a day because I know they are healthy. Wow, I am actually a pretty great person compared to 90% of the world who fucking eat McDonald's and poison for fun. You need to do that every single day. And you can only do that if you prove to yourself that you are the man. Get to the gym, build some muscle. It'll be slow. But if you just have a positive mindset about it, every single day you go to the gym, you look in the mirror and you're like, wow, I'm at the gym right now. I'm working really hard. Not many people do this in my position. I'm a fucking G. Just do that, bro. Every single day, if you do that, I promise you'll start getting more positive thoughts about yourself. And then once you do that, you'll start to realize, wait a second, I'm less depressed. I'm having more positive thoughts about myself. Wow, that's crazy. Prince was right. And then you can start to talk to people. Because now you have higher self-esteem and you're more confident, so you can go up to a stranger, say hello, form a friendship with him, and if that stranger is a very good friend, he will literally compliment you and give you positive feedback, so you get into the spiral of complimenting don't make this gay, don't compliment each other in some weird zesty way every day. Calm down, bro. but for example, every 2 months I will send my friend a paragraph of just everything I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for this and this and this. Thank you for being my friend. We can move forward. I hope we succeed in our goals. Blah, 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 blah. You can do that, and so it's a little weird to do for the first couple of times, but it turns you into a more grateful person. You start to have this aura of positivity surrounding you. People want to be around you. People feel happier around you. And the best part is, the people you do this to will feel more positive thoughts about you. So they'll compliment you more, and you get into this cycle. You compliment them, they compliment you, you feel more positive about yourself, you give yourself these affirmations saying you're the man, you have big muscles, you're going to the gym, you're working hard. You lose your low self-esteem. You start to feel positive about yourself, which also makes you work harder. When you feel positive about yourself, you work hard, and because you're working hard, your life improves, obviously. If you go to the gym more consistently, of course your life will improve. So your life improves, you get more positive thoughts about yourself, your friendships are deeper, your friends like you more, your family likes you more. If you do this with your family, you can. There's literally no negative to complimenting your friends. So do that, and that will completely eliminate your low self-esteem. If you still do have low self-esteem after this, you're fucked. Here's the actionable steps. Think about every aspect of your life that you dislike. When you get these thoughts that belittle you, what do you often target first? Is it that you have a flabby belly? Well, fix that. Get to the gym, work out. Every time you work out, look in the mirror and say, I'm a G. I'm working hard. Most people wouldn't go to the gym in my condition. Good. Maybe you have shit hair genetics. I mean, if it's genetic, it's a little bit harder, of course, but there's still things you can do about it. I mean, personally, you can see my hair is quite shit. I could try and shape it into a way that would look quite attractive, but I just don't care. Because fortunately, from a young age, I didn't get traumatized in any sort of way to the point where I look at my hair and think, I have such shit hair, this sucks, I'm ugly. I don't think that, bro. So you're starting a bit lower than everyone else. It's unfair, sure. You have to work harder, sure. So you can't just go bald and think, it's fine, it's just hair. So I'd recommend, this may sound a little bit of an escapism route, but get a hair transplant. If it's really affecting you that much, get a hair transplant. I don't really recommend surgery. However, if it really does affect you that much and every single second of the day you're miserable because you have some ailment that can only be surgically removed and no other way to fix it, sure. I'm not going to be against you for that if it's really affecting you that much. The point is, if you fix every single part of you, that is a vector of attack for your subconscious won't be able to attack you anymore. And along with the fact of positively thinking about yourself and manually affirming yourself and saying, yeah, I'm the man, I'm going to the gym, I have good hair. If you say that all the time and you have no vectors of attack, your subconscious starts to realize, this guy isn't a bitch anymore. And he's more positive and he isn't some depressed loser. I guess we should follow along with him. And now, throughout the day, you'll literally just think positive about yourself without even manually doing it. You see how you can kind of just go from this weird part of your life where you're constantly insulting yourself just to constantly positively reaffirm yourself with minimal effort, to be honest. You don't really need to be jacked. You just need to be working out and aiming to get to that goal. And then that's enough to actually compliment yourself because you are working towards it. You're growing. So first of all, journal all of the attack vectors that you often target when you're thinking these negative thoughts. Get rid of them instantly. Once you do that, you'll be able to socialize better because you have more positive thoughts about yourself and you don't overthink as much. You don't go up to someone and think, no, I'm ugly. They'll be mad at me because my voice sucks. You won't have these negative thoughts, so you'll be able to socialize better and you won't be some weird creep Like, you may not notice this, but when you have low self-esteem and you have all of these doubts about yourself, you just come off as a creep. I mean, you may not think you do, and people may not act like that, but it's just something subconscious. You just feel weird. Like your overthinking somehow leeches in the real world, even if you can't actually tell it, even if you can't actually see it yourself. So people just naturally don't want to be around you as much. I mean, who wants to be friends with some overthinking loser? No one. So once you get more positive thoughts and you can socialize better, then make some friends. Make some friends. Get into this positive loop of complimenting each other, rooting for each other's success, and trying to achieve your goals. If you want to learn how to make friends and socialize better after you've fixed your self-esteem issues, top link in the description is my social protocol course. It teaches you the exact framework from going from level 0 social skills, where you can't talk to anyone, to level 2, where you can talk to anyone pretty well, to be honest. You can talk to anyone at any time pretty well. You can turn them into a friend and build a deep connection with them. So I really recommend that course. But even without the course, I have free content that's available on my YouTube channel. Literally all of the other videos are about being social. So watch those, get better at socializing, and then, I mean, you'll quickly start to notice that you can't even think negative about yourself anymore. I literally can't think negative thoughts about myself unless I'm actually doing something bad. If I'm going to the gym, I can't think, my physique sucks. I'm going to the gym, I'm literally doing the most I can do. If I missed the gym, then yeah, I mean, I'd be a little bit bummed and I'd be disappointed in myself, but that's a different thing. If you're working and you're growing, you will naturally start to incline your brain into thinking good things about you, which will drive you to work even harder, which will make you think more good things about yourself, which makes you work even harder, and you get into this perpetual loop of success. I hope this helped, and remember, consistency is over a lifetime. Bye-bye.